Ladies and gentlemen, please make your way to your seats. The show is about to begin.
Hey there, litter mates. Welcome back to Boss Kitty Live. I'm your host, Boss Kitty. I hope you guys have had a wonderful week. We didn't see you guys on Monday because it was an official holiday. Well, it's an official holiday that I get off, and the rules are basically that if I have the day off and it's not a Saturday or Sunday, then the show has the day off because a lot of the times I'm not home on those days. So I appreciate your guys' patience. I know a lot of you watched some old VODs, which is always really exciting, honestly. I get stoked when I hear you guys are watching those. And it just means that I missed you that much more, and we're going to have a great show tonight. I would love to hear what you guys did the last week. It has been a whole 7 days since I've talked to any of you. Just a quick reminder, yes, show and tell is up. It is set up as the old show and tell though, because I didn't have a chance to change it out before people started adding things, and I didn't want you guys to have to re-add. It does tell me where that line is, so please feel free to just go ahead and add on to there. I think T. Lambert, you're going to be the first person that we do show and tell for, so that's fantastic. Congratulations, you said this was your first. I'm very excited. Hi, how are you guys? Hello to you as well, Sierra, T. Lambert, Michaela, Bubbles, Little Brat, Roxanne, Rosie. I saw Laura in here, and I know that Yarn Pirate said she was going to be a little late, so all of you be on your best behavior. You just got your Buttons and Bravery Cat Cradle a few days ago. You are so welcome. I'm glad you like it. I hope you like it. You think you're on episode 11. You just got home from work. Oh my goodness. I don't know. It's been a week, you guys, and it's just started, honestly. So we're getting closer to the closing date for the house. And so there's more things that have to fall into place, like home buyer's insurance and moving that over and figuring this out and figuring that. And it's a lot of stuff all at once. And I'm starting to feel a little tiny bit overwhelmed. Not terribly, but, I'm starting to feel that stress and everything. And it's not stress so much as moving as it is just making sure everything falls in the right place so that we can do this as smoothly as possible. You moved into your new apartment and you've been unpacking all week. Congratulations, that's really exciting. Hello, Anastasia, how are you? Knit Cat, hello. Storytime, it's good to see you. Cassandra, Casey. So tonight we are going to be spinning. We haven't spun in quite a while. We've got this lovely kind of mossy, foresty roll logs that I made some time ago, and I've got a ton of these, and it's really funny because I'm actually going to do core spinning with these, which they're not really set up for core spinning. We're going to try to make it work. You guys are going to have to bear with me. I've never core spun in my life. I watched 2 videos on it, one a few weeks ago and then one about 10 minutes before the show started. So this is probably going to be a hot mess, but you guys get to work through it with me. We'll see how it works out. I'm sure it'll be beautiful and lovely eventually. It is very exciting to move into a new home. It's really funny. The sewer line has to be completely replaced, and the seller is doing that for us because yay. But there are these lovely raised beds in the back, and they have some established vegetation in them, such as garlic as an example, and the sewer line runs underneath where those are, so they have to decommission those and take them apart and everything. And I half jokingly said to our realtor, I was like, do you think they'll let me in there so I can get like all the garlic and the lettuce and everything out of the flower beds or out of the beds before they destroy them? And she actually asked the seller's realtor, and they were very excited actually that I was interested in doing that. And so I get to go in there on Saturday and dig up a bunch of vegetables. So that'll be a lot of fun. You're so excited for April with the free shipping you won. You told your family you wanted gift cards for you. Oh my gosh, Anastasia, that'll be a lot of fun. Yes. Yeah. Gift cards are always great. We get really excited when we know people are getting those for their birthdays or for Christmas or whatever holiday. You didn't know I did spinning too, Rosie. So I've been knitting for about 20 years, give or take a little bit, which makes me feel incredibly old. I've been spinning for probably about 15, but not as heavy duty as knitting or even crochet these days. I had a lovely Kromsky wheel back in college that I had to sell, pay rent, because that's the college story, right? And after that, I borrowed a wheel from my mom for a while, but it was nothing that really connected. And then they bought me a Lundrum, or they gifted me a Lundrum about a year or two ago, and I use it. I really like it. It's a very simple wheel, but I wanted an electric e-spinner. I wanted an e-spinner so bad, and so I got this beauty right here. This is the Sparrow. JK actually has one of these and recommended it, and you have to get you have to be on it because these sell out like this. I saved up the money for it. This is my little bumblebee. Her name is Bumble. And she's amazing. She holds about 5 ounces on each one of her bobbins. She's not really made for art yarn, which I've kind of been pushing because I really have been getting into art yarn. They do have versions that are made for that. But I've been able to make it work, and she's all 3D printed. She's got some really heavy duty metal on her though as well. She's just a dream come true, and I'm in love. So yeah, it does mean that we can spin on the show, which has been very, very exciting. They just did a shop update. I saw that for sure, and it looked like their sparrows didn't sell out nearly as fast this time. Update on Robert. Has surgery and went well. You're sitting here feeling emotional. Crochet, I'm glad that it went well though. Take deep breaths. It's always super, super stressful. TK had an in and out surgery a few years ago, and I was a wreck the whole entire time. Winters, you haven't missed anything yet. We're just getting ready to start spinning. They didn't sell out for the first time in 2 years. Yeah, when I first got this, she warned me that they sell like that, and I was gaming that day actually. It was really funny because I made my D&D group stop and pause as soon as they went on sale so I could get in there and try to get one. Everybody was on the edge of their seat for me, and they don't even spin, so it was very amusing. Point of view Transformers the craft. Yeah, yes, it does look a little bit like a Transformers thing. I named it Bumble for the bee, not for the car. Did I print it, Michaela? No, I did not print it. I do have a 3D. Well, I have a resin printer. My friend has a 3D printer, and we're currently each making a ship. Very large pirate ship. Okay, so JK, have you ever done core spinning before? Because I'm probably gonna look like a fool doing this. They recommended that you start by just spinning normally for about a yard or two, and then you nestle your core, which is this right here, into the middle of your fiber, and you do that for another yard or so, and then you start core spinning. Yeah, 6 inches or so, a foot, whatever, and then you start core spinning. So this is going to be a process. My apologies in advance if this is ridiculous to all of you. I am using Cat's Cradle Snuffy as my core for this, and I'm going the opposite way than I should be going, I think. Usually you're supposed to spin this way, so we're actually going to pull this all off a little bit for a second, and it's going to be a hot mess, trust. Actually, I don't need all of this now though, because I figured out I screwed it up, so we'll take that off. Take that off, and we'll just come back here because we're going to go the other way instead. You love that brown color in the pink yarn cozy. Thank you. This is actually a colorway we carry. It's called Snuffy, and it is available in BKDK weight as well as Cat's Cradle fingering weight. This is a really underappreciated color. It's this lovely kind of coffee, chocolatey brown color with these golden tones to it. It's not named after I'm not going to say that. It is 100% named after the Sesame Street character, and I don't care. You've not only watched it done. You've not only watched it done. What is spinning? Michelle, that is a great question. So yarn is spun. Either it's commercially spun or it's hand spun, right? Like this is fluff, and originally it starts out in this version right here, right? It comes off a sheep or something, and you process it, and then you take it and you spin it, and most of your yarn will be commercially spun fibers, and you ply it with itself, and you get this lovely yarn, right? So like this has got multiple plies on there. So that's what spinning is. It's the process of taking loose fiber and creating yarn with it. And you can make all sorts of yarn. You can make really fat yarn, you can make really thin yarn, you can make art yarn, you can make single ply, you can make multi-plied yarn. I mean, there's a million things you can do. Snuffy's been your favorite since you were a little kid. I do. Actually, Okay, if we're talking Sesame Street, yes, Snuffy. If we're talking just Henson in general, then I'm a Gonzo girl through and through. Lay in your bed all out of spoons. Oh, Megan, I'm so sorry. You can have some of my spoons if you want. Home safely. Need to say Snuffy's glorious paired with pinks. Yes, yes, it is, Yarn Pirate. Oh my goodness. Sorry, I was just catching up on. Has the show and tell been refreshed? So real quickly, story time. Just so everybody's aware, I did not refresh show and tell today because I'm a big doofus. Please, 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 just go ahead and put show and tell in the show and tell we have open right now. I've got a line where the new one begins. I'm just going to pull from there today. So T. Lambert is the first one to go this evening when we get to it. If you don't know what the heck I'm talking about, first of all, welcome to the show. We're thrilled you're here with us.
Thank you for being a friend.
But if you head over to our Discord, type ! Discord, there is a section called Show and Tell. You can go in there and you can post up to 3 photos of your favorite works in progress, finished objects, whatever it is that you really want to post about that you're excited about. TK, do you know what I just realized? My head is right over the live button. Look, it's right over the live button. Does that show up on the people's videos too? I hope not. Anyway, yay, Gonzo. You also love Animal. Who doesn't love Animal, Roxanne? Snuffy, Grover, and Gonzo are your favorites. You guys love the underdogs. I feel it. It's good. Okay, so let's get this started. Also, just a quick reminder, we do a show every half an hour on the half hour. In fact, it starts in 5 minutes, so make sure you are a subscriber. Just a little button right now. Chat it up with us. And then in about 5 minutes, we're going to go ahead and do our quick round of Wheel of Goodies and Goof-em-ups. Okay, so let's go ahead and start this bad boy. I've got this on really low, so I might turn it up just a little bit. Oh, and take my yarn. You can do it. I know you can do it. So right now, this is just the leader. I've got yarn going on the leader right now, which is kind of useless, but it'll work. Mittens, my dear, what are you doing? That is not yours for the taking. It said that when you first start doing core yarn, that you're going to start with spinning up your yarn just by itself like this, like a single, and you'll end the same way. So that's really interesting. Are you enjoying this? Hello, Mittens. Do you want to learn how to spin? Isn't it pretty? Stop humping my yarn, you. You're so strange sometimes. I feel like it looks like it's a disease-infested yarn fiber because it's got those yellow bubbles in it. It's the very Last of Us of me. What, do you like Snuffy? Is Snuffy your favorite color? No, what's your favorite color? All of them? Larkspur? Murder Mittens. Oh, there it is. I just sent some Murder Mittens out to somebody the other day. I know it's based off you. Everybody's very aware of that. Okay, I think that's probably more than enough. That looks like about a yard, right? Yeah? Okay, so now we're going to open it up, Mittens. Okay. What we're going to do is, this is on a roll log form, which makes this kind of difficult, but we're going to try to make it work anyway. You want to touch it? Isn't it soft? Look how many of these I have. I have so many of these. No, you can't have them. No, no. Well, now I have 2 less. Oh, Mittens. No, you can't have any more. You got to give them back to me. Are you going to spin them? Did I just lose a button? I lost a button. Mittens just loves to touch everything. You got an echo, Casey. Do you have an echo from us or do you have an echo in your room? Or a caterpillar. It does look a little bit like a caterpillar. Parasite yarn. There you go. That's what I should call it. Oh, Mittens, thank you. It says, I so don't care. Okay. So this is technically, if like they want me to open this up and put my plot or my my core in there. I don't know how that's going to work, but we're going to try to do it the way they want us to. It's probably going to make a little bit of a mess. but we'll make it work. Okay, perfect. Button down, button down. Okay, so we're going to do this. Don't know. We'll see. Supposed to just kind of, I guess, like that, maybe. And it's supposed to, like, go in the middle of all of this. But I don't feel like it's really getting in the middle of all this right now, because I don't have this opened up as something where I can just, like, you know, they want you to kind of, like, put it in here like it's a little baby. Like so. But I guess that's kind of what we're going to do here for a second. You're probably going to get a little bit of the, yeah. That's okay, though. We'll make it work. We always do, guys. I'm kind of faking this at this point, just because I don't know how else to do it. But I think that I've got this about right. So we can go ahead and, it's not going to be perfect, and I'm okay with that. It doesn't need to be perfect. But we can go ahead and put this right here for now, because it is time, my loves. Time for the first round of Wheel of Goodies and Goof-em-ups. We're going to have like 6 inches by dawn. Yeah, you guys, Portland has got so much snow right now. It's really funny because we're in the valley and we have this little divot in Salem. And so we got flurries today, but that's it. And everybody around us is like, ah, snow. Okay, so. Trina W73, congratulations. You are our first contestant on the Wheel of Goodies and Goof-em-ups. I don't think there is, but I can try. Let's go ahead and get back to the wheel for you. Hello, wheel, you beautiful, beautiful, sexy beast, you. So if you're new to the show, this is our beautiful wheel created by TK. Thank you so much, TK. It has lots of cool different stuff on there. We've got blinky rolls. We've got Ravelry patterns for $5 or $10. We've got Game Over. We've got Yarn Tarot. We've got free shipping, international and domestic. Adject animal sounds, dad jokes, which we never hit anymore, and it makes me sad. Merch codes for stickers and buttons. And then I think that's it. I think that's everything that's on this beautiful wheel. So let's go ahead and spin it, Trina, and see what happens. It's Yarn Tarot. Oh my gosh, you guys, that's so exciting.
Congratulations, you're a winner!
Oh my. Get some cards that just popped right out there. Congratulations indeed, Trina. So let me tell the wheel goodbye real quickly. Wheel, we will see you in about half an hour. Thank you so much.
Goodbye.
And the way Yarn Tarot works, most of you already know this. It's going to be interesting with my brace on today. There's the puppy attacking you. Is that, Trina, you just need to focus real hard on a question or something in your life that you're wondering about. Feel on it a little bit. And I'm going to focus on you. How wonderful you are and supportive and all the nice things you always say. How uplifting you can be. All those things. And eventually, I will stop shuffling these wonderful cards. These are my yarn deck, by the way. I have a deck for everything. And we'll pull a card for you at some point. And keep in mind, I am in no way a therapist or person, like a doctor or anything like that. Like, you can take this however you want to take it. And it doesn't have to be anything big. It could be something about, you know, your projects. I use these cards for my projects all the time. It could be something little. Who knows? But just keep on focusing on whatever it is you're wondering about. How does anyone not get super excited about Yarn Tarot? I think TK is not a fan of Yarn Tarot. He feels like it takes a really long time. He's like, man, oh man, it's the one that takes the longest. I'm like, I know. I draw it out though, because I love myself some Yarn Tarot. I think right there, that one looks good. It's funny, he bought me these cards too. Okay, so Trina, your card is Death. We did Death. Oh my gosh, we did Death just a little while ago, and it's upside down. That is super interesting. Let me see here real quickly. Come here to the Major Arcana. Come on down to Death. Come on down to Death. So Death, when it is right side up, generally means that, you know, you're open to change. Things are in your life are becoming anew and reborn, things like that. Reverse tends to mean the exact opposite, that, you know, you're resisting some type of change in your life. And in this case, it could be something with a project, right? it gives you the opportunity to embrace it instead of resisting it. It's telling you to, you know, step forward and let that thing happen, whatever it's going to be. Don't be afraid of it. It's going to be just fine. And it's probably going to be for the best. You're going to learn something new about yourself and those around you, or whatever. If maybe you're spinning for the first time and you're terrified of core spinning and you don't want to try it, and you're like, I should try it. Definitely try it out then. Whatever that thing is, take the plunge, because you're not going to know unless you try. That's really what reverse death comes down to, is just to let go of those shackles that are holding you back from trying something new and different. Okay. Oh, that's okay, Dawn. We won't hold it against you, I promise. I got some lipstick on my coffee. We did have it last week. We had it right side up. And you guys just watched me shuffle those. I mean, I really did shuffle the heck out of them. Okay. So the way she held her yarn was kind of funky. She held it off to the side like this. I'm going to turn this way down for now, though, because I have no clue what I'm doing. And then it was just a whole lot of, like, letting it draft to her hand, I think is what she was doing. And the idea here is that it's supposed to wrap around your, your core, which is this yarn right here. This is very awkward, let me tell you. And maybe not the best thing for me to be doing while I'm wearing a thing on my hand, but we're going to try it anyway. And I think I'm probably holding it the wrong way, which is fine. I really wanted it to kind of get chunky in some places. You're supposed to be able to do like little nubs if you want to. But it's interesting because it almost looks like a single ply. It's not a single ply though. That's what blows my mind about it. Okay, there we go. Yeah, I have no idea if I'm doing this right, but we're going to pretend like I am, because I like the way it looks, and that's all that matters right now. Oof. Oofkas. Okay, so I'm basically just sitting here with it in both hands. I don't know if that's how they recommend doing it, but it seems to be working for me right now. And really, when you're spinning or knitting or crocheting or anything like this, whatever works best for you in that scenario, just do it, man. If somebody's like, oh, that's not the right form, they can suck it, quite frankly. If it looks right, then you're doing it right. Congratulations on you. Okay. Yeah, look at that. I think it looks pretty cool. Oops. Oopsies. Well, I lost part of it. Let's see if we can fix this. This is so awkward, you guys. You have no idea. Oh my gosh. Okay. We're going to pull some of that out, just like so. And do that. Perfect. No problem, Trina. You bought a sparrow? Oh my gosh, Matt, congratulations. That's really exciting. What color did you get? If you're having fun, you're doing it right. Exactly. Are you using the regular yarn as the core, or is it the core the only thing? So I'm using the regular yarn as the core. It is the core to this yarn right here. And if I bring this up, you can see how that looks. Isn't that kind of cool? So versus a heavy plied yarn, right? We're going to use this in weaving. That's why I'm kind of fucking around with this, quite frankly, because we're going to weave with it, and I'm really interested to see how core yarn weaves up, which is why I'm not as afraid to have like a little bit of an over twist to it, because we're going to do this way and see if this works, because TK said you guys couldn't see as much. Yeah, it's going to be less, so if I over twist yarn and then I knit with it, the whole thing kind of spins on itself, and it's kind of funky. It'll work. It's just not the best. I don't think that'll be a problem when I'm weaving with it. Although honestly, who knows? Come on, you can do this. Don't be a little putz about this. Thank you. There we go. Look at that. Oh, okay. Okay, we'll do here in a second. TK, come look at this though. Look, TK, I'm doing it. I'm doing it. Isn't that crazy looking? Ah, I broke it. Check that out. Oops. Isn't it pretty? So pretty. Don't break it. Oh my gosh, that's so exciting. Friday's your birthday, so that's why you asked. Let me see here. We do our lives on Mondays and Wednesdays. If we ever do one on a Friday, it's usually patron exclusive. This Friday is your birthday? Well, shoot, little brat. Happy birthday to the little brat. I hope you have a great birthday on Friday. You get a whole weekend. Oh my gosh, that's really exciting. You really want to weave too. I know there's so many fiber arts out there, right? It's so awesome watching you do this. I can't wait to see, Matt, what you do with yours. T. Lambert, you know what? So let's talk here. Let me get this connected on here real quickly, and then we'll talk, guys. So I think it's really exciting if you want to jump right in and jumping in with a sparrow or any type of spinning wheel. I think that's fantastic. However, I'm going to let y'all know, you can get yourself a drop spindle. If you want to try spinning for the first time, I recommend getting a drop spindle, unless you absolutely know this is something you want to do, and then go for it. I personally am not a huge drop spindle fan. This is what a drop spindle looks like. I don't know where my other one is. Oh, here it is. It's not my favorite, but it's a great way to learn. Basically, the way a drop spindle works is that you put the fiber is in your hand right here. You spin it and then you wrap it around the shaft right here. And so it comes on here like this. You draw your fiber like so. If I had some in my hands, then you take it off and you wrap it around. So what's great about a drop spindle? Here's some pros about a drop spindle. They're affordable. They generally start between $30 up to $200, depending on how fancy it is. This one is probably about a $40 drop spindle. This one right here I didn't pay for either of these. My dad made them for me. This one's got an inlay in it. It was probably closer to $125 when he was selling these. And yeah, I mean, so it's much more affordable than a wheel is, an electric wheel or a basic wheel. They're very portable. You can stick this in a bag the same way you would if you're knitting or crochet, and take it and your fiber somewhere and have a great time. They're great on the bus. They're great in class, things like that. I mean, clearly you should be paying attention in class, but you get my point. It's really great for travel. They are pretty easy to learn on, right? Like, you can go at your own pace. You can go really slow. You can go really fast. You can stop it in time if you need to fix something. Cons to a drop spindle. There's a reason they're called drop spindle. You're going to drop this sucker all the time, and sometimes they break. I've had really bad luck with drop spindles. I've got them caught in car doors. I've sat on them and broken them. I've dropped them and broken them. Second con to a drop spindle. You have to go like this. Your arm starts to hurt after a while. No joke. Third con, it takes much longer to create yarn on a drop spindle than it does on a wheel. When you're creating on a drop spindle, you have to take all of this that you're going to apply, and you have to find something to stick it on to apply it with later. So people will take like straws and stick it on the shaft right here, and then pull all this off on there, and then they'll ply together on a wheel or another drop spindle. So definitely a great place to start. If you fall in love with it, you will probably end up with a wheel at some point in time. But if you want to just jump to a wheel, I recommend that too. Though I also recommend either looking on YouTube or finding a quick class to take, because it can be frustrating when you first start spinning as well. If you get a little bit of fiber that's in the raw, so it still has some lanolin on it, it's going to be a little sticky, which is really great because it's not going to break. The fiber's not going to break as easily apart, right? Because it wants to stick to itself. So that makes it a little easier to learn the first time around. Let's get back to it. No. I gave pros and cons. I gave 4 pros and 2 cons. TK is like, you got all the cons. The cons are not cons necessarily, other than the arm thing, which a lot of people swear by drop spindles. They're great with them. I just prefer a wheel personally, but they do certainly have a lot of like I said, pros. There's a lot of good things about drop spindles. So if you thought that that was me telling you don't get a drop spindle, it absolutely was not. I'm very sorry if that's how that came off. Okay. Your son is turning 20 on March 21st. That's exciting. That doesn't mean you're old. I mean, technically, I'm old enough to have a 20-year-old kid. I don't. I have what feels like a 20-year-old cat. I don't know if that counts. He's not 20 years old, but still. But that doesn't make you old. Not at all. It makes you a young, hip mom. That's how I look at those things. Big old nubbies right there. And eventually, so this is a new form for me, this core spinning, and eventually I will get used to it and probably be much faster at it. It'll go easier. Right now, I'm just testing these waters. I've never done this before. This is new for me too, guys. But I'm really digging it. I like the way it looks. And the idea here is that I won't ply this with anything. It will be all on its own. Yeah. And the reason I'm using this brown with it is because these are earth kind of colors. So if it does kind of come through, it's not the end of the world. I mean, I would prefer for it not to, but you know, nobody's perfect. Especially not me. Okay, and with that in mind, I should actually move this over a little bit because it's getting a little chunky right here. Check this out. Look at all that on there. So sexy. Okay. Your oldest is 14 years old. Oh my gosh. You're turning 40 on April 26th, and it's a little depressing. Do not be depressed. I turned 40 this year. I was terrified of it. And you know what? Fuck it. I love it. 40's great so far. Like, buying a house. I got my nucks. I was like, screw it. I'm getting my nucks. I don't know what else. Life feels good. 40 feels right. It feels okay. You know, when I turned 30, I was in tears because I was like, oh, my life isn't where I want it to be. And I spent a lot of my 30s fretting over that, you know, and it was exhausting. So now I'm just like, I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be, even if it's not where I thought I was supposed to be. So enjoy it. You're going to be great. You're going to be great at 40. Those are our mohair ball skeins. Have you ever worked with mohair? Oh, behind me. Yes, yes, yes. Behold, all the beautiful, very bright ass colors right here. Those are mohair ball. It is a silk and mohair blend. Our mohair works really well with the DK weight that we have, the BKDK weight or the cat's cradle. There's 459 yards there. So it's basically equals out to 2 skeins of DK weight or 1 skein of our cat's cradle, and you can hold it with that and it kind of floofs everything out and gives it kind of a nice halo. Or you can work with it by itself and kind of make like a sheer little top or something. Let me see if I've got anything on hand. I don't think I do right now that I can show off that's made out of mohair. I almost called it hairball. Lots of amazing yarn. I think that sounds like a great birthday. A lot of mohair is kind of scratchy and is not very forgiving when you're knitting or crocheting with it, which what I mean by that is it likes to felt on itself. That's the nature of mohair. So when we decided to start making a mohair yarn, I was very picky about the type that we got. So we got a luxury yarn. It does have silk in it. And the great thing about it is that it means that you can in fact frog it. Like you can take it apart. It will come apart. It does still want to felt a little bit, but you can do center pulls, which is really great. You don't get to see that a lot with mohair. And also, it's not scratchy. Like it's really soft for mohair, which does not happen often. And I have learned that is less because it's got silk in it and more just how people process their fibers, right? Like I get really particular about it and very paranoid, and so it doesn't stay in the heated baths for too long. It doesn't. Then I wait for it to cool down before I put it anywhere near anything else. It means the process is a little longer, but it means that you guys get a really soft, nice yarn out of it, which is ultimately what we're going for here. It's not a lot of stuff in my life that I'm a perfectionist about. Your guys' yarn is one of those things, so congratulations. You got me. You guys have 10 whole minutes until our next round of Wheel of Goodies and Goof 'em Ups. So if you have not hit that subscribe button, now is a great time to do it. And you know what else is a great thing about being a subscriber? Number one, you'll know when we're live, which is every Monday and Wednesday at 6:30 p.m. Pacific time. You are eligible for the subscriber giveaway each month as long as you comment on one of our posts, or one of our VODs rather. And I mean, you're part of the BK community, which is always excellent. So we're so close to 1,000 subscribers right now, you guys. And as soon as we hit 1,000, TK is going to give you guys the show of a lifetime. He's going to bring back Craft Hole for at least one episode, if not more. We'll see. If you guys can get him to do more, that'd be great. And if you've never experienced Craft Hole, you haven't lived your life to its fullest, quite frankly. So remember that this is the year of sharing. Make sure you share the show with other people. Hit that like button. Get your friends and family to subscribe. And once we hit that 1,000, we're gonna celebrate big time. There we go. You're freaked out that you're turning 38 this year. You want to hear something really funny about 38? I missed 38 entirely. Actually, maybe it was 37 I missed. I think my 37th year, the whole entire time I thought I was 36 is what it was. And so when I turned 38, I was very upset because I was like, I feel like I never got to be 37. Wait a second. Hold the phone. What happened here? It's just a number, honestly. You'll be fine. 38's great. They're all great. You know what wasn't great? 23 was a terrible year for me. I don't know if that's just generally around the world like a terrible, because I've heard that from a lot of people. Okay, we're going to undo some of this because... So we're going to go this way instead just for a second because I want to get rid of some of my... There we go. I just needed to get rid of some of my twist there. It was a little too much going on. We're going to pull it. Oh, look at that. Holy moly. I don't know what happened there, but we're going to fix it. Looks like it got caught up. It didn't want to come through because it is kind of an art yarn. We talked a little bit about that, yeah. So I'm going to pull on this until it gets all tight the way it's supposed to. Fix it all up real quickly. That's why it's important to pay attention to what the heck you're doing, I suppose. So I'm going to come like this. You guys can watch me do this, actually. And I'm just manually entering this in here instead of having the wheel do it, just so I can kind of feed it on there. And this probably has way more twist in it than it's supposed to, and that's okay. It's not the end of the world. Especially, like I said, because we're using this for weaving, so we'll see what happens. Maybe it can be a tapestry piece or something. I'm going to push that back there for just a second so that I've got a little extra room to play with. Because we're going to take this. I'm just going to do that like so. I'm not even spinning this right now. There's so much extra twist in here right now that I don't have to spin it. It just naturally wants to go onto itself. So we're letting it do that right now, which is great, right? Okay, there we go. That's better. We can actually pull that up a little bit like that. Have a little nubby right there, which I'm fine with. Okay. I think that looks like it's about good. Perfect. You don't remember 23 to 26. I don't think anybody remembers 23 to 26. Oh my gosh, Jenna, that's terrible. I'm so sorry. When I turned 23, I had my gallbladder removed. And then the day I got out of the hospital, my boyfriend broke up with me. And then my mom taught me how to knit. It was quite the year. And then I started college for the first time, like a year later. 30 was bad for you. Oh, op. I love, though, that these years that were bad for you guys are in the past. That's the best part about that. You've had years that felt bad, but you can't remember what age you were. I feel that, Yarn Empire. You're more focused on the crud that was going on than what age you were. Hippo Monkey. 42 is a very special year. You hated 23. That's right. You had a terrible 23, too. We have talked about this. Okay, so we're back to where we want to be. It's not going to feed in there right now because it's a little too big, and that's okay. We're going to manually feed again. Remember I was talking about how this is not a wheel for art yarn? This is technically art yarn that I'm making, and I'm kind of forcing it to do something it's not really made to do. And it's taken it like a champ. I am not complaining in the least, quite frankly. Like it's doing an amazing job. There we go. And I have no idea if this will work. This might come out and not work at all, and it'll be a hot mess, and then we'll know, and we can move on to the next thing, right? But I think it's working. It seems to be working. There we go. Perfect. Let's bring that up a little bit. I know some people like to kind of do this with this and open this up a little bit. Maybe that's better, but because I've got this in roll log form, it really doesn't work very well that way. That's on me for making roll logs out of this instead of, you know, just keeping it loosey-goosey. But I didn't know what I was going to do with it at the time, honestly. I had no idea what my plans were. I just knew I wanted it to be something different. There we go. Nope, we're going to do that. Perfect. Pull on that a little bit. Nope. Stop that. There we go. It's a little too much sometimes, and you can just stop, kind of force it to do what you want it to do. That's okay. You are in control of whatever the heck it is you're making, whether or not you believe that. Would you need to use a drop spindle for art yarn? No. So there are spinning wheels out there that have a larger orifice right here. This is that hole right here. It's called an orifice. That has a larger hole right here, so it goes through better. And the hook on it is larger, and usually the bobbin holds more yarn, and so it doesn't get caught up there. So there are wheels and bobbins and hooks and everything that are specifically designed for art yarn, because art yarn gets much bigger than even this. Like, it gets chunky. People make art yarn with shredded money. I've seen people make it with shredded money, pieces of ribbon. Like, there's so much stuff that goes into that. So eventually, someday, hopefully, maybe I will buy a wheel that will accept that. But for now, this works just fine for me. I am going to open this up just a little bit. We're going to kind of pre-funky draft it. It's such a hot mess. 28 was your most difficult year. Left a bad situation, become a stronger person. And that's the biggest thing, right? Like, those rough years, usually we get through them and we become better people because of it. This is a great year because you're hanging out with us. Exactly what Matt just said. But you can do it on a wheel too. Yes, you can. In fact, in this case, I think they do have a wheel called the Magpie. Daedalus does, and that's the one that they would generally recommend for something like that. Spinolution makes a really great art wheel. They get a little spendy though, but they're a Northwest spinning wheel company. Yeah, and then there are other types of wheels where you can get a specifically designed piece that goes on there for art yarn. Yes, people do sell fiber like this so that you can spin it. I have a whole entire bag full of loose ass fiber. And if it looks a lot like this is not in great shape right now, but this is what loose fiber looks like that hasn't been roll logged or anything. It's just been dyed and brushed out, right? If you join our Patreon rather, we actually have a whole entire show we do called Fleece to Finished Project. And in that show, and the VOD is on there available to all patrons, we not only go pick up the fleece in its raw form, it's a Shetland fleece, but we skirted it, we took all the debris out of it, we cleaned it, we carded it, we brushed it out, we dyed it, we carded it again, we've spun it up. This is it spun up. This is what the Shetland fleece that we did is all spun up. I haven't plied it with anything yet, but this was a whitish yellowish color initially, and this is what we came up with, and it's got a lot of cool stuff in there, and I don't know if I'm going to ply it or if we're just going to weave with it. It still smells a little bit like sheep. So you can see the whole process if you go over to patreon.com/bosskitty and become a patron today. Normally we do one of these Fleece to Finish projects once a month. We do not have one this month because we were so busy doing the grab bags for our patrons instead. And we will not have one next month because of the move, but you guys will have some extra stuff that month as well. But we will be back in April with the next selection of Fleece to Finish project. In the meantime, you can watch all those VODs. Oh my goodness. As I said, for 30, you got diagnosed with cancer. This year's got the 1 year mark of cancer free. That deserves some confetti. I'm so glad to hear that you're at that 1 year mark. I think it's 4 or 5, right? Where you're able to like kind of take that deep breath. So we'll be counting with you. You have a Louette S17 that you use for semi-art yarn and has held up pretty well. Very nice. Very nice. Okay. You guys, guess what time it is? It is time for the Wheel of Goodies and Goof-em-ups. Let's go ahead and head on over to the keyboard. Okay, so we're going to start with the boring legal stuff. I'm excited for your grab bag to get there as well. And then we're going to go with the winner. Okay, let's see here. Jenna, I need this real quickly. I need to make sure something. Oops, wrong one. You are not on my list. I knew there was a J on there. I just wanted to make sure you weren't on there. Congratulations, Jenna. You are our second contestant on the Wheel of Goodies and Goof-em-ups. Let's go ahead and head over to that wheel.
Ba, 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 ba.
Hello, wheel, you beautiful thing, you. Okay, so you guys, we've already gone through this tonight. I don't need to go through it again. You know what's on this little adorable wheel of ours. So Jenna, I'm going to go ahead and spin, and we're going to see what's going to happen. It's a blinky roll. Hot damn.
Congratulations, you're a winner!
You are a winner, Jenna. Tonight's blinky yarn is this beautiful skein. We'll see you in about half an hour. Thank you so much.
Goodbye.
It's this beautiful skein of Brass Monkey and BKDK. This is the same colorway that is used on all of our undertones, so it's very versatile. This is one of my favorite colors. So this is what's up for grabs right now. And let's go ahead and get right into that blinky roll. I love it so much. Thank you, TK. Okay, so this is the way this works. You've got some beautiful Brass Monkey that's up for grabs. I've got a D20. His name's Blinky. He's a dick. I'm really sorry. But if I roll a natural 20, Jenna, you win some yarn. So let's figure this out. Let's see if it's going to happen. I have faith in you, Blinky. I know you want to blink. Let's do this. Oh my gosh, that is so fucking close. That is the closest we've come in a very long time to a natural 20. That is a 19, but it's not quite enough. So unfortunately,
Game over.
Jenna, the good news is that even though you won on the wheel, because you didn't win the blinky roll, you are eligible to play again immediately. Like, not tonight, but on Monday. You don't have to wait those 2 weeks. So thank you so much for playing the game and for being a supporter of the show. We really appreciate having you as part of the family. I'm very sorry that this didn't happen tonight, though. Blinky, we're gonna have words later. I'm not a fan. Made me all sorts of tight and stressed out, you guys. I think it means that it's time.
It's time to stretch.
Yeah. I know. It was the closest, Jenna. The closest you can get. Okay, you guys. We're going to go ahead and get straight into our stretches. I cannot tell you how badly I need these stretches these days. It's been a really long time since we've had a Blinky win. And part of it's because Blinky doesn't happen nearly as often as it used to happen. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and extend our hand out and bring it across like so. And you're going to hold it at your elbow or at your forearm with your other hand very gently. gonna breathe in and out calmly while you do this. Feels so good. I kind of try to sit up straight when I do it as well because I find that I start to slouch. Wiggle those fingers. Ah! Release. Bring the other one forward. Hello. Bring it across like so. We had a run of several winners over a couple of months, then nothing for quite a while. Exactly. Okay, feels real good. So, go ahead and roll out those wrists. I can't do anything with this wrist right now. I've got some carpal tunnel going on, thus the silly looking brace, but I can with this hand. So we're going to take our hand out. I'm going to pull on those fingers, stretch out that wrist and that forearm. Just a little bit of carpal tunnel. It started to hurt along right here. And instead of letting it get bad, I'm just using the brace like I'm supposed to and letting it get better and doing my due diligence. Okay. Now we're going to go ahead and flop our hand forward, press down gently on the top of it, and just stretching out that wrist. It's really funny because normally it's my right hand that I start to have issues with, and it's my left one this time around. I have no idea what that's about. Oh man, that feels good. Okay, so if you want to do your other hand, go ahead and do it. I'm going to go ahead and pull on this one this way to continue to stretch out that wrist. Wednesday has an eye on the mouse right now. And then we're going to go ahead and come this way as well. So we're going to pull it this way. There we go. I like to bring my thumb up while I do this. Just gives it a little more stretch. Oh, yeah. You're better about resting than I am. You'd think so. I wore it all through the weekend. And then I didn't wear it yesterday. And it started hurting again today. So right before the show, I put it back on. Can't do anything with this one because it's just not a good idea. So we're going to go ahead and just shake that out. I'm going to go ahead and do neck stretches real quickly since I can't do wrist stretches on this side. So I'm just going to turn my head one way, gently push on my chin right here. You told a friend you need to do Yarn Daddy, and then they sent you a gift card for your shop saying that saving it for that Doctor Who box set. Oh my gosh, Op, that's great. Perfect. Oh yeah, all the pops. We're going to turn our chin the other way and do the exact same thing. Look, it says IT for it. Yeah. If I come up here, now it says knit with an N, or tin if I go the other way. I love spelling things with my fingers. Good job, you guys. I wish you guys could see my braces. They're rainbow colored right now, but I don't think you can see them. That's okay. I promise they are rainbow colored. Okay, so we're gonna go to our full desk. And we're just gonna start to rotate our fingers like so. Once again, I'm not doing a lot with my left hand. And then we'll go the other way. You can test it on your friends and your boyfriend. It works. I will tell you. We get a little flux of gift cards from time to time. You didn't tell them to shop? Oh, wow. That's amazing. Your daddy is slacking. Mine does such a great job that I own a store full of yarn. Oh, TK actually gives me stink eye sometimes when I want to buy somebody else's yarn. He's like, you have so much yarn. I'm like, but it's all my yarn. He's like, fine, whatever. Go ahead and shake that out, and you guys should be good to go. Let's go ahead and get back to this thing called spinning. Okay. I'm going to bring this forward just a little bit. And we're going to get this started again, hopefully. Let's go nice and smooth. There we go. That looks pretty good. Ooh, I like that green in there. That nice dark green that we're getting. Looks real good. We do have a little bit of a bump. I can feel it. It's not going through. So we're just going to go ahead and pull on this real quickly and force it through. Like so. There we go. And that shouldn't be an issue again. At least not for now. Until we do it again. Whoops. And what's really interesting about core spinning that I've learned just in the few seconds that I've been doing it is that you end up with a bulkier yarn using less fiber, I think. Like it's not as heavy as it would be with other stuff, right? Which is really cool. There we go. Yeah. Come on. Come on, you can do it. You can do it. Good job. Good job. I like talking to my fiber when I'm trying to coax it into doing the things I want it to do. I think it's important to talk nicely to your tools and your materials, you know? Maybe they can't really understand you, but who knows? Maybe they can. I don't know what I'm saying at this point. Oh my goodness. Okay, so we'll just pull on that a little bit. Like so. Wonderful. Well, I'm glad that you guys are talking to other people about the shop and about the show. Like, that makes me so happy. You have no idea. I always get really excited when I find out people are talking about the show or about our yarn. You know, I don't think much about it. I was the same way in high school. Like, somebody would be like, you know, such and such said this about you, and it wasn't very nice, right? Because that's how that works in high school. I'd get so excited just at the idea that somebody was actually talking about me while I wasn't in a room. I was like, what? I'm that important? You gotta look at the bright side of things, guys. If I were to do this again, I would do it without roll logs. But I really wanted to do it with this fiber, so here we are. I'm sure that means that the next time I do any type of core spinning, it will be much, much easier. We're getting a little too much in there again. That's okay. We're gonna pull this over here. Oops. Spin this way, force it through a little bit. Perfect. Come down here like so. And just let that do its thing. Like it should. Wonderful. Ooh, you see what happened right there, though? I don't like that. So we're going to come up like that. And that's going to be kind of funky right there. People talking schmack about me? Yes. Yes, I was. No, I just never thought that people thought about me once I left a room when I was in school. It's the exact opposite of that, TK. Think about that for a second. I was always just pleasantly surprised. I know it's not. I don't want it to quite yet. I wanted it to get a little more spin in it. Now, we can force it through. Ooh, this one's going to be tough. There we go. Yeah. Look at that hot mess. Isn't it beautiful? TK's not sure what he thinks about this, you guys. No, let's try to get this up here. It is centered. It's in focus. I just can't bring it up any higher because if I do, I'll lose the thing. There you go. I think it's lovely. It looks like a big old viney thing. Hi, Jessie. How are you? You're really good at this. I can't believe this is your first. It's my first time doing the core spinning. I've spun plenty. This is the first time with the core spinning. But thank you, Rosie. Never had any hand-dyed yarn. What crochet did you get a grab bag? Family has me using the stash currently. It's very small. I feel you on that one. Don't you dare. What are you doing right here? Such a good boy. You're a terrible boy, but that's okay. You're best boy. It's the itch. Thank you, you guys. Okay, you want to try? Okay, you just got to pull on this. Good job, bud. We're going to kind of fluff this out a little bit. Hold on. There you go. And pull on this one again, right here. You grab too much? There we go. Hold on. Let's fluff this out like that. There we go. Good job. Oh, that's perfect. That's perfect. It's perfect. You did a great job. You get it in your nose? Mittens, you don't have a nose. I feel like right now you're just being a drama cat. For shame. You are my drama llama. Don't lie. It's okay. You're like King Drama Kitten. Get out of here. You've never had hand-dyed yarn before either. It is an experience for sure. A good one. There's good hand-dyed yarn out there, and there is less than adequate hand dyed yarn out there. I mean, the same can be said for commercially dyed yarn, honestly, right? So my recommendation when you're looking to buy yarn from an indie dyer is get to know your dyer. Like, look at their website, look at their social media if they've got one, right? Because it's not just about how nice their yarn is, it's also about, you know, where is that money going to? So yeah. And you'll find a lot of dyers that focus specifically on certain things. Like we, as an example, you'll notice that most of our yarn has some, oopsie, some type of, you know, witty puns for pop culture stuff, because that's what we wanted to focus on. We're nerd-based yarn, if you will. Other ones, you know, there is yarn that's dedicated just to the specific, to the Pacific Northwest. Wow. So it's all over the place, really. I mean, you're going to find something for everyone, basically. And I think that's the most beautiful thing about fiber arts, is that it can be really inclusive, even if the people who are making it don't mean for it to be, but it can be. And when it is that, like that, it's the most beautiful thing in the whole world, I think. You know? And it doesn't have to be knit, it doesn't have to be crochet, it doesn't have to be weaving, it can be anything you want it to be. I mean, it can be, there are people who do the really cool, you know, a little bit of, there we go. There are those people that do like the rugs and things like that. There are people who do the, felting. TK used to felt. He used to love it. He was really good at it too, because he's very precise about that. Maybe he can do that on Cradle. But there's so many different things that you can do with fiber. It's just all over the place. I mean, that's where your clothes come from in some capacity, right? Even if it's not a natural fiber. Okay, let's go ahead and do that. Perfect. We got through a whole roll log, you guys. That's really exciting. I'm just going to grab another one. A smaller one that might be easier for me to manipulate. Let's see here. Can I open you up? They're like little worm cocoons, silkworm cocoons or something. I am always all tongue-tied. I am terrible with words. I make up words. I don't say words properly. It took me 5 years at least to properly be able to say blasphemy. And to this day, I have to really think about it before I say it. With good, oh, thank you, Winter. You don't have any local hand dyers around me, so finding good ones online is tricky. Obviously, I can recommend us. Cerulean Orchid actually has some really great recommendations if you go to their website as well. There's a company in Astoria called Candy Skein that we love. There is Willamette Valley Fiber Arts, Fiberworks, I think is Lynette's. I don't always remember. There's some really beautiful, beautiful companies out there. Totally Rad Jess is out there. Yeah, and they're lots of fun. Some of them are a ton of fun. And, you know, then like I said, there's some that are subpar. But you got to figure that part out for yourself, because different people enjoy different things. Oh, thank you, Goth. It's only imagining Mittens is the studio. That's amazing. I love it. Oh my gosh. You got some natural felted wool to exhaust your dye pans when I play. That's a really good idea, actually, Winter. So it's funny that you should say that, because as we get ready for this move, one of the things that we both commented on is the fact that we're going to have to pay for our own water, which means I have to be much more careful about my water consumption. So one of the things we're looking into is, you know, making sure that dye is fully exhausted from something, using things like that, or cotton towels, or anything really, just to get the excess dye out there. We might even have yarns that come out of it that are just the yarns that we create from getting the excess dye out. So you guys might end up with more grab bags that have a little bit of that in there too, which isn't a bad thing. They'd be really neat looking. Oh my gosh, by the way, so those sock blanks that we dyed up for the grab bags, I did not do them as speckled gradients. I did them as full-on gradients, and you guys, it made me want to buy sock blanks again. They're so beautiful. Like, they were so much easier to do than the speckled gradients, and they're gorgeous. I am sad that they all went out, actually. I kind of wish that I had kept one for myself. But they are something else. Even TK was like, oh, we should make those. They're really pretty. You guys are going to be so stoked when you see them. Okay. And the way we tried to do it is if you didn't get a sock blank, then we tried really hard to make sure that you got at least a skein of the kitty glitter in BKDK weight. That was my goal, that you get at least one or the other. Some lucky fools got both. Well, you know, it's completely random. I did not pick out your yarns personally, I promise. They were all prepped and ready to go, and then I just stuck the labels on them. Speaking about labels, the kitty glitter BKDK, it has the kitty glitter label on it, which is for fingering weight yarn. However, the cat's cradle fingering weight part was crossed out and DK has been written next to it. Other than that, though, all of the information you need is on the sticker itself, so it really didn't matter too much, but that part was bugging me, so here we are. Ew, that doesn't look good. I don't like that. Oh well. It'll work. Boo! Stop doing that. Do what I want you to do. Please? Please just do it right. There we go. Okay. I think you're stuck up here again. Ooh, I've never tried Shirtsy Cat. I'm gonna have to check them out. Love hearing about new dyers. Or new to me dyers, I should say. I'm sure I'm a new to people dyer too, so never assume it just means that they're new in the world of dyeing. It's just new to me. There we go. Looking good. Look at, ooh, that one's chunky. Oh, guess it's gonna be chunky right there. Come on. Good job. Good job. It's a glow moss. That's kind of what I was going for. Yeah, it was kind of like a, we were talking about it earlier that it looks kind of like, you know, the Last of Us infected stuff, which I did not intend to do when I made this, but I'm for it. It's certainly a great look. There we go. Good job. Good job. Good job. Good job. You got this, yarn. You can do it. I have faith in you. Alt Knots loves Mace of Skeins. Yeah, I checked them out too. They look really great. I haven't tried them out yet. But they have a lot of fun colorways as well. They've got the same kind of vibe, you know, where they're playful and lighthearted, which I really dig. I think that that's great. And if Kayla enjoys them, then they must be pretty fantastic. All right. Do this again. Go. Oopsies. Put that right there. Just let that spin on itself for a second. Move this over just a little bit like so. You finally made it, and you actually forgot. That's okay, Tina. Glad to be here. Read your label to my brother, and he got a kick out of it. 100% the label is TK. He writes that whole thing up. So your town is a wool shop, and I was hoping to find some wool yarn. And they only had roving. Mace of Skeins is nice too. You just have some DK and boucle for so far from her. So let me tell you guys a quick little secret. Speaking about local yarn shops, if you have a local yarn shop where you want to see Boss Kitty yarn displayed, and you happen to have some Boss Kitty yarn on you or whatever, we encourage you to go talk to your local yarn shop. Let them know about this. Tell them about us. Give them our contact information. Have them come check us out. Because here's how this works, my loves. If you go talk to Sally, your local yarn shop owner, and Sally comes to our website and sets up a wholesale account and buys or orders her first set of wholesale yarn, if she tells us that you sent her, or if you let us know that you sent her, you will get a free boxed set of your choice within the next 360 some odd days, a year basically. So as an example, if Sally were to do that today, right? And Emily you sent Sally our way. You let us know that you sent Sally our way, or she told us that you did. We would reach out to you, or you would reach out to us, and we'd say, okay, great. You have one free box set of your choice. If you wanted that to be one of the Doctor Who boxed sets, that's totally fine. It's like $150, $160 worth of yarn. If you wanted to upgrade to a kitty glitter set, if we were doing that, or if you wanted both box sets, you'd have to pay the difference. But you would get that one box set for free. We actually have a viewer who did that, and she got the Toil and Trouble base box set for free. She's also a patron, so she paid the extra, I think $20 or $25 for the extra patron skein, and then she paid the $10 that it cost, or $15 that it cost, up her yarn to kitty glitter. So she got that full $170, $180 box set for like $30 or $40 was all. So yeah, it works out really well in your guys' favor. It's our way of saying thank you to you, and it doesn't have to be the very next box set. If you're not a Doctor Who fan, you can wait until the fall when we do our next one, and you can choose that one if you want instead. So just letting you know. 45 minutes away, but you're totally telling them to bring you in there. Oh, thank you, Winter. You could open a yarn shop where you live since there isn't one close to you. I think that's a great idea. Use 2320 has some pretty yarns too. I like the Hocus Pocus yarn they had during Halloween. Brittany, I saw some of that on Alt Knots as well, and it was beautiful. Your local yarn shop is closed, that is always disappointing. I'm very, very, very what's the word I'm looking for? Spoiled. Oregon has a ton of yarn shops, and I'm from Portland, and Portland has two things in abundance: yarn shops and strip clubs. At one point there were like 20 yarn shops, I think, in Portland. There's not anymore, but there's still a lot of yarn shops there. And even here in Salem, there's at least one really good one. Eugene's got a really great yarn shop. I mean, we have a fair amount of yarn shops that I can get to, and it makes my heart very happy. So for those of you who don't have that, I'm very sorry, because that is the shits, quite frankly. You've never seen Doctor Who, but because of you, I will start watching it. Yay! You just got like your roommate pulled you away to talk about everything, it seemed. Oh my gosh, Anastasia, I feel that. My roommate's TK, and he does that to me all the time. No, it's usually about important things. It's so funny because we both have the same reaction. Like if I'm reading an article on something and TK's like, hey, this thing, I want to tell you about this thing, I get really irked. I'm like, oh, I'm reading. And he does the same thing to me. We're both terrible about it. So at least we're terrible about the same things, right? There we go. Ooh, there's a lot going on right there. Let's just do that a little bit. Are you doing what you're supposed to do? There we go. There we go. Public transportation in Portland. Oh yeah, we've got like, there's a reason I didn't get my license until I was in my 20s. Portland has some of the best public transportation. At least I did. I don't know if it still is as good as it was. I mean, everything has to, all golden ages have to come to an end at some point, right? But it used to be really great, and you could get around downtown Portland for free on the bus. That is not a thing anymore, I don't believe. I believe that died some time ago. Come on, just go through. I know you can do this. There you go. Good job. So proud of you, little Bumble. You're such a good little wheel. I know I put you through the ringer. They sell wool or things made from wool. That's pretty cool, though. You missed the PNW. Yeah, definitely, Elizabeth, come back. I agree. Knitting Nation, tell them about us, Miriam, for real. I'm still here, just knitting the baby. No problem. Your husband gets mad when I bother him with his Legos. To be fair, I get urges to knock them off the table like a cat. Emily, that deserves some confetti. The only thing we have in abundance here are churches. You should yarn bomb those churches. Just Googled yarn shops near me and it brings it up. Big corp stores. It's just crazy. Do it. Open a yarn shop. They make pillows and stuff in our town from our wool. That's really cool, though. I mean, I agree. I would think it would be neat if they made yarn, too. But the pillows and stuff, that's actually pretty freaking cool. There we go. Let's go ahead and get... There we go. So I've just upped the tension a little bit to see if that helps with some of this, too. Might. Might not. We're going to find out. I think it did, though. Yeah, that's helpful. Then I can up this a little bit. And you guys, you know what time it is? It's Wheel of Goodies and Goof 'em Up time. So give me 1 second, and then we will get right to it. Because I know right after that, we're going over to show and tell. We did stretches tonight. We did stretches. They did more stretches than I did because I can't stretch my left hand right now. Okay. I almost said fucking. It's a fucking piece of art right there, TK. Oh, that piece right there is pissing me off a little bit. Do your thing right. Hold on 1 second. I gotta get this fixed first because it will bug me. Yes, yes, there is. It is a cocoon of love. Okay. Now that I've gotten that out of my system. Okay, cool. So, there it is right there. See if I can get it into focus. There you go. It does look like a little fairy vine. I'm really excited to see what I make with this. You know, this kind of stuff can go out in the garden too, although it will die pretty quickly. Oh, okay. Do you guys know what time it is? Oh, I hurt my hand. It's time for our final round of Wheel of Goodies and Goof 'em Ups, my loves. You have one cab there. Oh my gosh. Passionate enough to swear at the art all day, every day. I curse like a sailor. If you were on our Twitch show, you know that. When we came over to YouTube, I was told multiple times, you have to cut back on the curses, dear. I was like, okay. So I try really hard not to curse as much as I used to, but I have a potty mouth. It's... For somebody that used to work with children all the time, it's probably not the best thing. Elizabeth McGinnis, oh my goodness, let me make sure you're not on my list. You are not, so congratulations, you are our final contestant on the Wheel of Goodies and Goof 'em Ups. You have to come back to PNW. Okay. There's the wheel in all its glory. I'm not going to go over it. We all know what's on it. It knows what's on it. We're just going to roll it. Elizabeth, we've had a really great night tonight. I think that third time will be just as good. So let's see what happens. Oh, you are fucking kidding me. Come on now. That was 2. Oops. Wheel. Get bent.
Game
That was rude.
over.
Okay, Wheel, you are in timeout until Monday. Conveniently, we don't have any more Wheel of Goodies and Goof 'em Ups tonight, so I can do that. Get out of here.
Goodbye.
Oh my gosh, Elizabeth, I'm so sorry. Good news is, it does mean you're eligible to play again on Monday. Thank you, though, for being a subscriber. We appreciate it. I am sorry that the wheel was being a jerk to you tonight, though. Okay, you guys, you're all so wonderful. And real quickly, I just want to give a quick shout out to our patrons. As many of you know, we do have a Patreon set up at patreon.com/BossKitty, where you too can be one of the patrons. We call it our litter pile. And there's a lot of cool things that we give to our patrons as thanks. You guys get tote bags, you get specialty stickers, you get discounts, you get free shipping at some levels, early access to things like grab bags and box sets like the Doctor Who box set. The grab bags that we just released sold out in 17 minutes to our patrons. That's how crazy fast they went. And then we do exclusive stuff as well, like the Fleece to Finish project that we were just talking about, where you guys get to see us turn a sheep into yarn and then into something else. Once we move into the new house, the plan is to also have some patron exclusive content when we create the dye studio, which will be very, very exciting. So if you haven't checked it out yet, please head over to patreon.com/bosskitty. And if you're feeling it, sign up. We would love to see you over there. But for those of you who are already signed up, thank you. We really appreciate it. And with that, my dears, as always, so exciting. It's my favorite part of the night. And you know what's really cool is that Discord has just changed their setup,
Time to clean up.
so it's really cool. Time for show and tell.
Yay!
Yay! Okay, so we're going to start with T. Lambert. This is T's very first show and tell with us, which is exciting. The first picture is your current sock project. You try to crochet a pair of socks every month. And the last pick is a spring sweater, which will be your first sweater ever made. That's really exciting. So you can see that they don't have them vertical anymore. They actually do a collage. It's really cool, but I can still click on these pictures and show them off. This sock is so cute. Is this the alt knot sock? Oh, I gotta make these. They're so adorable. I love the yarn you're using. I also really am digging your hook. Like, that's a really colorful hook. I love it. But those colors are great. They'll be great for springtime. It almost looks like a grassy knoll or some grassy knoll, a grassy hill, and then here's the sky, and then the sky has clouds in it. That's what I see there. And then your very beautiful pastel-y rainbow sweater that I cannot wait to see finished. This is, I'm living for this. It's so good. I love it. I'm not a pink fan usually. You guys know that, but I love the change in pinks here in the middle. You go from light, medium to dark. It's so good. That's a great pattern. I am going to have to try it out. Crochet Mom. First is a new hat modeled by my husband. Next is another hat that I finished yesterday. And last is my first crooked attempt at knitting. I somehow picked up an extra stitch somewhere. I love the hat. It looks great on your husband. You can tell him I said that. That yarn is just a great color. It looks very cozy and warm too. I also love this one. It looks very similar. So super cozy as well. I love thick, chunky, warm hats. I would wear them all day if I could. And I'm really excited to see this. So this is your knitting. I'm taking a look at it right now, and your extra stitch is right here. This is your extra stitch, and I can tell you what you did. More than likely, when you were putting your yarn over your needle to stitch the next stitch, you accidentally brought the yarn over the needle and then put it through the stitch and then made the stitch. So you did what's called a yarn over. It happens all the time, but it's this stitch right here, if that helps at all. And the way I can tell that is because this stitch has a bump below it and a bump below it and a bump below it and a bump below it, so on and so forth. And this one on this side does as well, but this one is just coming out of nowhere. So that's where your extra stitch is, and you can see that's where it shows right here too. So yeah, anyway, that's where your extra stitch is, but it still looks really great. Your gauge looks, your tension looks really nice and even. Your stitches look beautiful. Don't worry about extra stitches. It happens to the best of us. Those hats are amazing. Seriously. You have about 8 rounds of worsted weight and hat waiting for you to finish it. You need to come back before it's too warm to wear. I do that all the time. Emma, update on my northeasterly. I finished my 3rd stripe at work tonight and started on the 4th. Oh my gosh. This is so cool. The colors are blowing my mind. I love it so much. It's just pure, beautiful, colorful chaos. And I'm jealous of it, quite frankly. I can't wait to see it when it's finished. This part down here, I love this. I love the black with the rainbow. I love all of it. T. Lambert, that is years and years and years and years and years of practice of teaching people how to knit and then having them send me pictures of their mistakes and trying to pick out the mistake. I love all the neons too. Bubbles, picks 1 and 2 are from a recent trip to Denver, Colorado with 2 of my knitting friends. We toured lots of yarn shops, looking for local indie dyed yarn, ate amazing food, and even visited Meow Wolf, where we found a cave of crocheted glowworms. Such a good pick. Or trip. Last pick is Sleepy Baby Vali doing his cute thing. Oh my gosh, these are so cool. I have a new goal in life, and that is to make knitted dripping eyeballs. Those are terrifying, and I love them. Okay. Oh, this is beautiful. I love Colorado. It's so beautiful. I've been twice, and I loved it both times. Look at that baby. There's more paws there than there should be. So cute. I thought this was a paw over here, and it's not. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. I love the way cats sleep. Cats always are the cutest sleepers. Okay, AJ Crochet Goddess. I had the meal this past Tuesday and the beanie I made about a week ago. Did I make you hungry? Well, let's look at the beanie first. It's super cute. I love the pink with the white, and I like that you put the two together. And it looks like there's a little flash of red in there too. Very, very Valentine's Day of you. I love it. Yes, this meal is making me so hungry. I love corn. TK hates corn, so I eat very little corn here at the house. Although when I do, I just sit there and stare at him while I eat it. Your mashed potatoes look delicious. We have roasted chicken actually in the kitchen right now that I'm going to be having for dinner. I haven't eaten since, I think, like noon. I haven't been feeling it, but yes, this is making me hungry. I can almost smell the gravy on your mashed potatoes. It's beautiful. Floofs. The Chibi set up my Addy this past Sunday and made my first hat. Dropped a few stitches, but it was fun. Dinner tonight actually leftovers from yesterday's pork chop spatzel, red cabbage, and applesauce on the side. Oh my god, now you guys really are making me hungry. Seriously. Oh my gosh, lots of fun there. The hat looks great. Drop stitches once again, totally fine. Just like picking up stitches. But you are getting the hang of it, and that hat looks fantastic. Oh my gosh, it looks so good. I haven't had spatzel in so long. I love red cabbage, by the way. And I have a thing of sauerkraut in the fridge I think I might get into. Even though it's not red, it's just old regular sauerkraut. All crafty. I'm weaving some dishcloths or towels. Oh my god. These are gorgeous. I am so excited to start weaving. This makes me want to weave. Like, I have all of this fingering weight yarn I can weave with. Oh, I'm going to make all the dishcloths for our new house. Poor TK. It's like, no, don't do it. This is gorgeous. Oh my gosh. I love it. Dio, my Kupo being heckin' cute. The world's smallest Happy Meal and homemade Cheddar Bay biscuits. Oh my god. For dinner and the freezer. Look at that sweet little baby kitty. So adorable. You guys, I got a fancy Pendleton blanket for my for Christmas from a friend of ours, and Zuzu has decided this blanket belongs to her and not to me, and Zuzu and I are gonna fight it out because this is my blanket, but she's so cute while she sleeps on it. Look at the weeest little Happy Meal. It's so happy. You should make a grumpy meal. Like where the lettuce is wilted, right? And then it's a soggy little cup. And the fries are slightly burnt, and they all have little sad faces. I don't know why I find that so funny. No, this is super cute though. I love it. It's adorable. And that makes me hungry too. Oh, I've never had Cheddar Bay biscuits. I've heard great things about them, but I've never had them. Ravendoll scarf progress from Miss Monster. Loving how the colors change the rose look. Sock progress started the heel flap. Oh, this looks so good. I'm glad you're enjoying it too. If you're a patron, by the way, this pattern is available on our Patreon for you, both the crochet version and the knit version. You can find it over there. This looks fantastic, Miss Monster. Yeah, I love the way the color changes go to. It almost kind of looks like a checkerboard. I thought that was really cool when I was making it. Grumpy Meal is great. The faces are angry, are they? I didn't think they were angry. I thought they were happy faces. What? Those are happy faces. What? They're not. That I've been doing happy the wrong way. This is beautiful. I love it. Cannot wait to see the heel. I love all the lace on your cuff. Ginger, Buttercup in the Snow. This is the first one. We moved our car. That's a big limb in front of the car, and another hanging. Oh, yeah. 3, me after being outside helping move the car, and Coraline the dog. We easily have 10 inches of powder and another 3 hours to go. I should call my parents. I'm a little concerned now. Go get Puppy in the Snow. Oh my goodness, look at all of that. This is unheard of for Portland, by the way. Oh my gosh. It's beautiful, though. You look like you're having a great time, Ginger. Your smile is just, you're glowing. I love it. You should wear blue all the time, by the way. It's your color. Blue and green. Goose is not really cooperating with the selfie function on cat alone. We found this for Zuzu too, and this is basically what Zuzu does, what this Tim came to. Although you get a lot of paws of Zuzu. We're looking around. It's so funny. Da Bun Buns, my baby taking all my craft space. That's what they're supposed to do. I love all your crafts though. It's very exciting. This one over here intrigues me, like the star with the spiral in it. It's good. Don't trip. Dawn, show and tell, first day of the 100 days project going. 100 granny squares. Hot damn. That is dedication right there. I can't wait to see all 100 of them. So you do one a day. Whew. This one's really beautiful. It looks like little hearts. I'm doing the 100-day project. 2/22/2023. Blah, blah, blah. I can't use words. 2/22/2023. You slow down. Slow down my heart. JK, 4 ply balls ready for being binge plying. What? And my current spin. A sock I just started and toilet trouble set. Oh yeah, I forgot we did the toilet trouble set. Which has started with Ryan modeling like a champ. Last, the kiddo found a jumbo ball of yarn at the store and wanted it. So you guys, this is JK's Sparrow over here. She's getting ready to ply some yarn. She is such an amazing spinner. And then this is from the toilet trouble set, because we kept saying toil and trouble and people thought we were saying toilet trouble. So it's Snuffy and Tales from St. Olaf. It was a running gag. Look at that pretty kitty. Oh my goodness. And then of course, that ball of yarn is bigger than your kiddo is. She's so damn cute. It matches her shoes though. Go for it. That's what we've got for show and tell, kiddos. Oh, I lied. We have one extra thing for show and tell. Come here, you little love. Hi. Hello, Zuzu. What's going on? You never get on this table, do you? Hi. Can I pick you up? Can I show you off to everybody? Hey, silly. Nope, we're gonna pick you up. Come here. Come in Mama's arms. Hello. Can you say hello to everybody? Yeah. This is Zuzu if you haven't met her. She is our youngest. Oh my goodness. And she's TK's little punk rock girl. She's spicy, guys. Zuzu, can you tell everybody how great they are? Yeah, they are, aren't they? They're the best. She thinks you guys are so incredibly wonderful and crafty and just the bestest. She's looking that way. She's good. We will be back on Monday at 6:30 p.m. Pacific time. Zuzu wishes that you have a great weekend. If you don't, she's going to bite your face off because that's what she does. By the way, it's my blanket, not yours. Do something wonderful for yourself this weekend. If you are in an area that's getting a lot of snow, please be careful. Definitely enjoy it, but stay warm, be careful. Keep yourselves bundled up because it's important. We will see you on Monday, 6:30 p.m. Pacific time. Until then, my loves, as always, have a great weekend and happy crafting. Good night.